friends, it's Angel, and today I have for you my very first What Sold video. This has been my most profitable month reselling ever. And so I really want to share with you what's been working for me, what keywords I've been using to sell my style-based pieces, and also maybe some mistakes I made. Also, you can apply it to your reselling business. So today I'm going to share with you what sold May 1st through 15th. Now, I know this was a little bit ago, but I really want to share it because it really is the start of when I started taking my business seriously, when I started being very consistent with listing, and starting the cross-listing tool that changed everything. So let's get started as I show you the start of my most profitable month reselling ever. My shop is gingham_goose on Depop, Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, whatnot, and now also Vinted. I do have a few Vinted sales to show you today. All my links are in the description down below if you do want to check out my shop, see what else I'm selling. Ooh. I know you want to have a little cheeky nose, see what's going on. Also, if you're not on any of these platforms and you've been thinking about joining, I do have referral links in the description as well. We both get a little shopping credit. But let's finally get into the video. If you see me glancing aside, I have my laptop. I think that's the easiest way to do it. And I'm using Nifty to see what sold and see the breakdown. It makes it so nice and easy. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Nifty today. So our first sale was on Depop, my beloved Depop. And it was this vintage Y2K brown forest fairy core boho asymmetrical pleated skirt extra small. It was listed for 52 days, which I am kind of surprised about. Usually the fairy stuff gets snapped up. Maybe I had it priced a little high. I did price it at $30. Nifty sent out auto offers at 10%. Someone bought it for $27. I did pay for it to be boosted. You'll see the boosting fee throughout this. That dang old Depop boosting fee. But my cost of goods was $4.32, making my profit $19.10. Would I pick this up again? Yes, definitely. I think my new model will be, if it's fairy, don't frick around. If I see fairy things, pick them up. They'll either go quickly or they'll go for a pretty penny. In my experience, I just do so well with the fairy aesthetic things. Next, we have an order on Poshmark. It is a bundle. Something I really like about Nifty, maybe I should just say. First of all, link in description if you do want to try Nifty. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is my very first month using a brand new, to me, cross-listing tool, which is Nifty. They are not sponsoring this video. I do have an affiliate link in the description, though. You will get 15% off your first month if you do want to try out Nifty, which I highly recommend. I was wary. I noticed so many other resellers saying, hey, try Nifty. I finally did try it. And there is just so much I like about it. First of all, cross-listing is something I struggle with. It used to take me maybe like 2 hours to do 8 listings. Nifty makes it so easy. You fill out one form and it's just so quick. I was watching another reseller fill out her Nifty form and I was like, you just cross-posted on Poshmark in 2 clicks. Another amazing feature of Nifty is you can set up auto offers. I was having to babysit all my platforms and send out offers manually. It was awful. I was on Depop all day, every day. And now I know it's just sending out offers on Depop, Poshmark, Mercari, eBay. I don't have to worry about it, and I love that. And plus, you're capturing the sale while buyers are still interested. Like you saw, that Depop sale was from Nifty's auto offer. So it's great. Also, as you'll see in the sale, auto bundling on Poshmark. I don't even know how to make bundles on Poshmark anymore, to be honest with you. I don't know how to add buyers' likes to bundles. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, but Poshmark has changed so much. It's getting harder and harder to do things. But Nifty, if someone goes through and likes a bunch of your stuff, Nifty will add all that to a bundle and they will send them the bundle offer. It's awesome. I stopped making bundle sales. I got Nifty and now I'm making bundle sales again on Poshmark. It is freaking amazing. So this is a bundle sale. Still on the 1st, I sold this green floral fairy core, cottagecore ruffle artsy casual summer fairy dress. How many times am I going to say fairy when listing? Small, and then a green pleated ruffle feminine romantic forest fairy core romper small spring. Very fairy bundle. Again, the fairy items. Don't frick around if it's fairy. Get the fairy stuff. So I think Nifty added their stuff to a bundle, sent them an offer, and then they countered, which I accepted. Sold for $38. My cost of goods was only $2.06. One item came from these giant 200-pound thread-out boxes I buy, and then the other came from a filler bag sale. So very low cost of goods. And so my profit on that bundle is $27.84. Would I pick these up again? Yeah, especially at such a low cost. Next, we have on the 2nd, I sold this vintage Y2K green abstract swirl psychedelic disco artsy earthy blouse large 2000s. I have actually changed how I do listings now. I don't know if we'll see later, maybe if my new listings, new format have sold. But it took 46 days to sell. Not very good. It sold for $11 on Poshmark. And so my cost of goods was 92 cents. It was another filler bag item. And so I only made $6.93. Would I pick that up again? No. I think maybe the silhouette was just too mature where it really didn't fully go into the Y2K aesthetic like I wanted it to. Next, an eBay sale. And actually a really good eBay sale. If you know me, then you know my, I was going to say love-hate, but it's really a hate-hate relationship with eBay, but I had a full price sale. It sold in 0 days. It sold the same day I listed it. It was this vintage Y2K purple glitter cotton angel core fairy grunge artsy 3/4 sleeve top large. The buyer paid $20 and shipping. My cost of goods was $2.15, and so I made $14.77. Would I pick it up again? Yes. Definitely wasn't the most profit, but it sold really fast, and I like that. Now, the 3rd, we had another Poshmark bundle, thanks to Nifty. I sold this vintage retro cottagecore funky 1990s purple gingham and hearts coffee mug, and this vintage Y2K brown artsy pleated bohemian festival boho hippie tank top medium. Both took a while. I've had both of these. It says my average days listed was 42, but these have definitely been relisted quite a few times. But the bundle sold for $32. My cost of goods was only $3.22, so I make $21.96, which I'm not mad at. Next, same day, vintage Y2K goth whimsy goth butterfly lace, dark feminine corset camisole 2X. So this one I panicked on for no reason. I don't know why I panicked. I was kind of having, I guess I just sold that bundle that day and I was like, sales are still kind of slow. You'll see they pick up. The longer I'm on Nifty and the longer I am listing consistently, because when I got Nifty, I said to myself, hey, if you're paying for this cross-listing tool, you do need to be consistent listing every day, 10 items. If not, you're just kind of like, what's the point? What's the point if I'm not doing everything I can do on my end to make sure I'm making sales? As I said, you will see later on my average number of sales per day increases. But at this point, it wasn't even with me being, I just started being consistent. It takes time. It really does. But yeah, I accepted this lowball offer. I could have got way more for this, and I could have sold it on another platform besides Poshmark where there wasn't such a fee. Buyer offered me $17, which I accepted. My cost of goods was $4.32. I only made $9. But it's a lesson. If you do have a nice, solid, style-based piece, you don't have to accept any offer. I'd much rather accept low offers on stuff I've been sitting on. It was only listed for 15 days, so I should have waited. And now the 4th, we actually have a Vinted sale. I want to talk a little about Vinted. Let me know if you want a video of me maybe deep diving a little more into Vinted. But my current strategy on Vinted, because it's a different vibe. It is people want a very, very good deal. They want things for quite cheap. And so it's great for flushing out old inventory, which is how I've been using it. So we had this vintage retro granny cottagecore floral striped knit turtleneck sweater extra large, which I only paid $2.15 for, but I didn't look at the back. The back was so stained. I think I just got excited because I saw a cute sweater for half off at Goodwill, and I was like, oh, let's go for it. No. It was, very stained on the back. I don't know how I missed it, but I listed it for cheap on Vinted. I listed it, I think, for $8. Someone offered me $6. I accepted. They bought it. And so I somehow even profited on a damaged item. I made $3.85, nothing to write home about, but I didn't lose, money on an item I probably should have damaged out. And then, also on the 4th, I went consigning. And this gets into a little bit of my strategy that's been working well, is really diversifying how you make money as a reseller. And also, making some money off the old cruddy inventory, just moving stuff, keep stuff moving. I went to Plato's. It was all stuff from one of the ThreadUp boxes, my most recent ThreadUp boxes. With the ThreadUp 200-pound boxes, you really do have to consign some stuff, because if not, you're just going to drown in clothes. Almost literally. But my cost of goods was $20. I got $60.15, so my net was $40.15, which I love. $40 for pretty much no work, just putting things in a tote and bringing it to Plato's. I do try to present it nicely. You do better, especially at Plato's, if you fold it nicely and neatly and put some of the nicer things on top so they want to dig through. And then we have a locally owned consignment store. I had more stuff from the most recent boxes. My cost of goods was $14.55. I only got $25, so my net was only $10.45. But I'm profiting on inventory I don't even want to list. Just stuff I got in the box. So I got an extra $50 profit that day from consigning, which I guess could also be a trick if you're having a slow day. It might even be worth heading up to your local consignment store and seeing what out of your old inventory they might want to take. Now, back to our online sales. Same day, I sold this vintage 100% wool goblin core hobbit preppy old money collar button up medium. Did I not put jacket? I didn't put jacket in the listing. No wonder it didn't get snapped up. It's a really nice piece, but it got no attention. I figured it was the wrong season. But that was probably what was wrong with it. If something's wrong with your listing and it's not getting attention, double check it for any errors like that. The amount of time I've gone like, this fairy skirt should have got snapped up. I go look at it. It's a large and I wrote it was a medium or something for some reason. That kind of thing. Anyway, it sold for $20. Cost of goods was 91 cents. It was from the ThreadUp 200-pound boxes. And my total profit was $14.83. Next same day, and also on Poshmark. Pink, colorful striped tapestry knit, bohemian, hippie, artsy striped cardigan. It says it was only listed for 4 days, but it was definitely relisted a few times. It only sold for $14. This was a piece I picked up for myself, but I don't know. I just never wore it, so I was like, I'll just move it to the sell pile rather than my closet. I paid $4.32 for it. I only made $6.53. Would I pick this up again? No, not to sell, and also not for my own closet. It was Chico's, and I just, no matter what it is, even if it's a great piece, I just can't move Chico's for the life of me. I don't know what the deal with that is. Next, great sale, Depop sale. I love me some Depop. Vintage 90s black embroidered dark feminine ruffle hem formal midi dress, 22W, only listed 12 days. My cost of goods was only 40 cents. I picked it up at a fill bag sale. Don't know how or why no one else grabbed it. Maybe because it was plus size, but my total profit was $31.72. Would I pick this up again? Yes, even potentially at a thrift store. I love, picking up these dark, feminine, romantic dresses. Now to the 5th of May. Sold another Poshmark bundle. The bundles are back, baby. Thank you, Nifty. It was this Grace Karen lightweight boho chic open knit beachy summer cover-up cardigan extra large. And this green Renaissance fair cottagecore fairy bohemian hippie peasant blouse 18 through 20W. Both cute pieces. The cover up I picked up at the fill bag, so it was only 40 cents. The blouse I picked up at a regular Goodwill, and so it was $4.32, which means I get $22.03 profit. I'm happy with that. Next, Depop sale, vintage Y2K coquette angel core holiday party formal sequin baby doll dress extra large. Can you tell I listed this at Christmas and no one bought it? I hope someone would want to do a wintry kind of outfit for a, some sort of winter formal event. Didn't happen. That's fine. It sold for $59.50. It was not boosted. Yay! So my fee was so cheap. It was only $2.49. My cost of goods, I did pay up for this at Goodwill. It was $7.57. I make a nice profit of $49.44. Would I pick it up again? Yes, I'm fine with sitting on it for that amount of profit. I really do need to pay up and be paying attention to the dresses. I do so well in dresses. Now, the 6th. Let's start off the 6th with a really cruddy eBay sale. No about tags, vintage 90s green colored patchwork, goblin core, hobbit, grandpa core, shacket, large. The buyer paid $23.63. It says it was listed for 14 days, but it's definitely been relisted a few times. I paid up for some reason for this. I shouldn't have. It was $6.48. Maybe I thought it was $4, and then I got it home and was like, ooh. But my profit was only at $10.42. Boo! I wish this sold on Depop, because actually my eBay fees were like $6.73, which is crazy. Why is it so much? Thanks, eBay. Next, Poshmark. Another bundle. The Nifty is bundling, and it is working out good. The average listed day was 25 days. Sales price was $40. Let me actually break down what sold. It was double denim, Lone Star, Cowgirl, Western Rodeo, Country Festival, 100% cotton, denim corset top large, and then a vintage dead stock new tag, Southwest Canyon, Western Cowgirl tier, denim maxi skirt extra large. I love selling Western stuff, and this is such a cute little Western bundle. Yeah, buyer paid $40. My cost of goods was a bit. It was $9.73. And so my profit was $21.47, which I did pay almost $9 in Poshmark fees. I'm really trying to get away from Poshmark. I like using Poshmark now to send bulk offers and flush out old inventory, but I don't want to be making super regular sales over there. I know that sounds crazy, but the 20% fee is just crazy. Next on the 6th, multicolor boho chic cottage core smocked peasant prairie milkmaid dress extra small. And now this is actually a bins sale. So I went to Oklahoma City with my husband for a vacation, and I made him take me to the bins twice. We literally had to buy suitcases to bring home everything. And this is one of the things that sold. The buyer paid $20. I paid only $1.13, and so my total profit was $14.61. And this was literally just Old Navy, just an Old Navy style based cottage core dress. Would I pick it up again? Yeah, definitely, especially if I can pick it up at a fella bag or something. Probably wouldn't pay full price thrift store. Definitely wouldn't pay full price thrift store for an Old Navy dress. Next, Depop. Finally some Depop, even though it doesn't look too good. Vintage Y2K green earthy boho psychedelic hippie stretchy short sleeve top 1X. It only sold for $12, but it was something out of fill a bag, so it was only 40 cents. It was promoted, so I lost $1.44 there. So I make $9.26. But would I do it again? I don't know. It was only listed 13 days, so I'm not mad at that. Also, I don't think I mentioned the Old Navy dress was only listed for 6 days. Very quick flip on that. Next, okay, this item blew up on Depop. If you've noticed on Depop, you'll have an item just go crazy. That's because the algorithm on there is picking it up and people are interacting, and so it's pushing it more. That's kind of how it works over there. And so that happened with this dress. It was this India boutique, bohemian hippie elephant boho beachy summer cruise midi dress. So, pet peeve of mine. I want to comment down below if you can relate. I'm super chill about getting lowball offers because I sometimes like lowballs. If I had something forever, I'd rather get a lowball offer and move it and still make a little bit on something than never sell anything ever. You know what I mean? But something I can't stand is people making offers and then you accepting and then they offer lower. And so I got a girl going. First, she was asking a bunch of questions, which is fine if you're actually gonna buy the item, which never happens, it feels like. And then she was like, well, how fast can you ship? And I was like, I can ship tomorrow. Actually, no, I was like, well, I have a package pickup, so I could quickly, package up and put it out. And then she offered 15, which I was like, yeah, that works, thank you. Then she was like, well, can you do 12? And I'm like, no, I can do the 15 you offered. And then she's like, oh, never mind, never mind. But someone ended up buying it full price, so it all worked out. But yeah, especially Vinted, which we do have a few Vinted sales this day. Yeah, people do that. They'll offer you, and then they'll keep offering you lower when you're accepting. Like, what? But, yeah, she paid 20. I paid a boosting fee of $2.40 on this. My cost of goods was only $48. I got it at a fill a bag, and so my profit was $15.86. And it only sold in 6 days, which I'm happy about. Would I pick it up again? Yes, but only, like, right now where it's starting to be, like, people are going on vacation and stuff. Definitely. Next, eBay sale. I've had this one for a long while. I don't really know why, because it is a cute piece. But it is this Luna Moon embroidered green forest fairy grunge boho hippie sleeveless top. It was listed for 61 days, which I don't know why I didn't relist. They should have relisted. Buyer paid $20 plus shipping. I paid $4.32, and so I only get $10.30 because eBay took a $5.65 fee, which is even more than 20%. Great. I'm at my limit. I'm all for diversifying, but eBay's about to get the snip. Bye-bye, eBay. You're about to not be part of my business because it's just ridiculous. I mean, because, like, potentially I'm losing money by it not selling on another platform, you know what I mean? Like, if it sold on Depop, I would have, I don't know. I'm telling you, the minute I don't make more than my store subscription cost in a month, I'm done. But comment down below how you're doing on eBay and all that. Next, we have this Belle Porquet retro 50s novelty feminine cherry print colored sweatshirt, large casual. This I got at the Oklahoma City bins. I want to go again. Oklahoma City, great thrifting. I don't know why. It was only listed 5 days, sold for $24 on Poshmark. My cost of goods was only $1.13, and so I get $17.75. I'm so sad I don't have a bins near me. All I have is fill a bag. Still on the 7th, we have another Poshmark sale. Vintage Y2K Gap Fairy Core Fairy Green Dainty Boho Slinky Baby Doll Top Large. It's been relisted a million times. I've had it for so long. I bought a Y2K bundle on Mercari. It did not go perfectly. I got some good stuff, but it was weird. The seller did not include everything that was supposed to be in the listing. She put in some other stuff. I don't know. But it was still okay. Okay enough where I decided to keep the bundle. But buyer paid only $13. I paid $3.80, and so I only get $6.05. But I'm really happy to move that piece that has been sitting maybe 2 years now. I don't know why it didn't sell faster, to be honest. Would I pick it up again? I don't know. I kind of don't know why it didn't sell. It did feel like silks, but it didn't have a tag, so maybe if it was like actual silk, it would have done better, or I was able to market it that way. And then we have our Vinted sales. So let me boop. We have this new tag, Candies Coral Y2K Butterfly Print Festival Strappy Bow Top Small. I have to switch over to my email because Vinted isn't on Nifty. I think they're working on it. Oh, when Vinted is on Nifty, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna be so efficient. But Vinted sale, we have this new about tag, Aeropostale Y2K Fairy Core Green Fairy Dainty Waffle Knit Lace Camisole Small. Had it forever, don't know why. Paid $4.32 for it. Buyer paid $17. There's no fees, so I get $12.68. Again, I just don't know why that didn't get snapped up. Maybe I had it priced too high initially. Actually, I think that was the deal with it. But yeah, I also consigned that day. So I went to, again, Plato's, and then my locally owned consignment store. So at Plato's, I had some stuff from box 5, so the last bunch of boxes. And then I also had some bin stuff I took. They gave me $20.60. My cost of goods was $9.71, so I get $10.89. And then at the other store, they took some of the stuff from my most recent boxes. They gave me 16. My cost of goods was $6.37. I net $9.63. So for the day, I get $20.52 from consigning. Again, stuff I didn't want to list and didn't want to deal with, and so, you know, easy-ish money. Oh, okay, so the 8th, we have another Vinted sale. It was this black minimalist clean girl spring summer casual lightweight cutout midi dress. It was just an Old Navy dress I got from the second lot of ThredUp boxes. So my cost of goods was 91 cents. I'll get $4.09, which isn't a lot, but hey, I'm moving really cruddy old inventory. Oh, and then, so I'm not going to include all my ThredUp direct sales. I really want to do a complete what sold on ThredUp direct, how I got on ThredUp direct like really quick. I got accepted in 2 days. And yeah, just do a whole video deep diving into ThredUp direct. So let me know, comment down below if you would like to see that. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are enjoying this very chatty what sold video. But to tease what has been selling on ThredUp direct, I sold these Puma X Hello Kitty sneakers. I bought them forever ago at Ross, so my cost of goods was kind of high. It was $21.65. I bought them for myself and never wore them. So listed them on ThredUp, and they sold for my full asking price. I had them listed forever on all the platforms, but they sold so quickly on ThredUp Direct for $70.99. And on ThredUp Direct, there are no fees. With my high cost of goods, I made $49.34 still, which, love to see it. I guess that's a little retail arbitrage, but not on purpose, because I really thought I was going to keep them for me. So yeah, that's just a little taste of what's selling on ThredUp Direct. So cool. I really love it. Next, we have this Row ND Nordstrom Boho Hippie Pink Lace Mesh Embroidered Top. Small. Had this listed forever. Got it out of like the first or second lot. Let me see. I believe that's the first lot of boxes. ThredUp boxes. And that was like 2 years ago. So I've been sitting on it a while. Sold on Poshmark for $9. I paid 88 cents for it, so I'll get $4.97. Hey, I'm just happy to move really old inventory, to be honest. Would I pick up this item? No. But it just came to me in a box. Continuing the 8th, we have this vintage Y2K Whimsy Goth Witchy Dark Fairy Romantic Textured Rose Print Blouse. Again, a piece I've had for forever. It's been relisted who knows how many times. I accepted a $15 offer. I paid $2.15, so I'll get $9.65. Now, the low sales, I like to make at least $15 on something, but that doesn't always happen. But it does add up. I mean, I don't want to make very little profit on an item, but I'm happy stuff's moving, to be honest. Next, we have something I picked up for myself, and an eBay sale, so yay. Puma Beige Sporty Athletic Yoga Running Logo Monogram Sleeveless Workout Top Large. Again, it had been relisted quite a few times. It sold for only $13.50. I paid $4.32, so I only get $4.82. Would I pick this up again? No. Maybe if it was at a fill bag and then I took it straight to Plato's. But, yeah, no. eBay took a $4.36 fee, so crazy work. It is still the 8th, and we sold this vintage Y2K colorful orange paisley mesh bohemian hippie boho festival top extra large. The buyer paid $14. My cost of goods was only $1 at a fill bag, and so I get $9.85. I really don't mind flipping these kind of Y2K stretchy tops. I sell a lot of them. It's kind of adds bulk, I guess. Would I pick it up again? Probably. I sell a lot of these little stretchy tops, and at the fill bag, it really helps bring my cost of goods down because I just roll them up a little and squash them in. So, yeah, and I just move a lot of them. Now, on to the 9th. Vintage Y2K Gray Corduroy 2000 Summer Casual Bratz McBling Micro Mini Skirt. I listed it for $25. The buyer offered $20. I accepted. My cost of goods was only 91 cents. It was from, again, the ThredUp boxes. So I make $14.83. It didn't even have any tags or anything, but I just thought it was a great style, very Y2K. The micro minis I think are pretty in right now. Next, also on the 9th, new of tags, Liz Claiborne. This one's boring. I don't even want to read it out. New tag, Liz Claiborne, Jackie, stretch, straight leg, black casual pants, size 4. I really don't like selling businessy kind of things like this, but it was out of the first box. I've had this for like 2 years, so I'm glad it finally went. So the buyer paid $13.50. My cost of goods was 88 cents, and so I get $8.06. And because it was eBay, my fees were $4.56. Wouldn't that be like 33%? 33% fees. Now on to the 10th. We have a Depop sale. Pink patchwork color block, colorful artsy cotton blend open knit cardigan, 3X. It was listed for 31 days. My cost of goods was $2.15 and I made $14.06. Would I pick this up again? Yeah, I got it half off at Goodwill and I just thought it was a cute style-based piece in a plus size. And it was cotton, so I figured it would do okay in the season rather than, like a wool cardigan. Continuing on, another eBay sale. I can't with the eBay sales. They're destroying me. I sold this vintage 90s colorful clowncore maximalist bohemian artsy boho blazer jacket large. The buyer kept sending me low offers and I kept countering, and then I realized, hey, I can just communicate and be like, hi, so 25 is my lowest. And so then they accepted my $25 offer, which I wish they didn't. It was only listed for 18 days. I could have held out and sold it on Poshmark or Depop for way more. Yeah, they paid $25. I paid $8.65. I thought this was a style-based piece worth paying up for. I was wrong, I guess. I only make $8.51. eBay fees, $7.84 on a $25 item. Again, that's like a 30% fees. What is happening? And I pay a store subscription, so like what's the point? What is the point? Can someone tell me, please? And that's part of why I also want to do these what solds, because I was wondering if there would be stuff I noticed that maybe I didn't while I was just doing my spreadsheets regularly. And yeah, I'm looking at those eBay fees and I'm not happy. Continuing on, the 10th. We have a Depop sale, my beloved Depop. Vintage 90s grunge, red, dark feminine, whimsy got fairy, empire waist dress, medium. Only listed for 2 days. It sold for $30. My cost of goods was only 45 cents. I did pay a boosting fee, and so my profit is $24.36. Would I pick that up again? Heck yes. It was such a cute little silhouette. Next, a Poshmark sale. Excelled vintage 90s, 100% leather, punk grunge, biker chic, motorcycle pants, size 4. Sold in only 4 days. I actually have another leather pair of pants I need to list. Sold for $22. I did comps on this brand, so it's like, oh, maybe this is something. Yeah, there was a ton listed for like $40, so I listed mine for like $28 or something, accepted a $22 offer. Yeah, do your comps. It can be the difference between you sitting on something for forever or not. Got these out of box, and so I only paid 91 cents. I get $16.40. Now we have a Whatnot sale. So Nifty this month added Whatnot as a platform that you can cross list on, and it only takes like 2 extra clicks, and so I've been I need to move more things over, but at the very least, while I'm listing new things, I'm cross listing them onto Whatnot, and so this sold just like directly on Whatnot. 7 Lux Y2K emo scene grunge rhinestone floral casual slouchy hoodie large extra large, sold in 2 days, sold for $20. The fee was only $2.89. I like that. Hello Whatnot. My cost of goods was only 45 cents. It was from a fill bag, and so I get $16.66. Would I get it again? Yes. Would I sell on Whatnot again? Yes. I do really need to move things over to Whatnot. Now the 11th. The 11th was awesome. I had 2 Poshmark sales from the same buyer who bought a ton. Nifty helping me out with the freaking bundles. I can't tell you the last time I sold a bundle without Nifty. Actually, I can look. I actually can tell you. Yeah, the last time I made a Poshmark bundle was April 6th. So, yeah, it's a huge difference between having nifty do that for me. So our first bundle, we have these, this is going to be a lot. Okay. Vintage Y2K denim beaded artsy handmade upcycled crossbody bag set of 2000s. Orange bohemian hippie retro 70s paisley boho chic peasant blouse, large colorful. Vintage Y2K denim bohemian boho Mercari paisley festival midi skirt large. And then vintage Y2K blue denim lace up coastal cowgirl western distressed dress extra large 2000s, which I got so many low balls on that denim dress. I'm happy it went in a big bundle. So it sold for $86. I paid a lot in fees, $18.34, because it is Poshmark. And then my cost of goods was $18.42. Some things were from Goodwill. Yeah, mostly Goodwill, and then one was, the paisley blouse was a filler bag. But my profit is $49.24. And then her other bundle, vintage Y2K boho beachy woven fairy core cottage core hobbit floral shoulder bag. Yep, go me. Vintage pink beaded feminine dainty retro crossbody bag purse. Vintage boho artsy. Vintage Y2K blue crochet mermaid core boho festival open knit cardigan extra large beachy. Pink feminine lace romantic coquette dollette girly corset camisole top extra large. Green floral satin lace fairy core feminine romantic casual summer slip dress 2XL. And then patchwork earthy artsy bohemian hippie casual strappy dress size 16. The sales price on that bundle was $110. The fee was $23.45. Cost of goods was $18.90, and so I get $67.65. But then we sold even more on the 11th. On Depop, vintage Y2K office siren old money preppy dark academia striped sleeveless top. Sold for $15. I've had it for a while. It was promoted. My cost of goods was $1.15. That would have been the third lot of ThredUp boxes, which I am gonna get one soon, so let me know down below if you'd like to see a huge 200-pound ThredUp unboxing. I think I'm gonna go one box at a time and deal with each one as I go along rather than unboxing all of them at once. But yeah, let me know if you want to see that, because as you can see, I do sell a lot of things out of these boxes. So my profit was $11.07. When I pick that up again, probably at a fill bag, to be honest. Next, new tag, McBling, summer, spring, beaded, festival, distressed denim, boyfriend shorts. Size 10, it was listed for 20 days. Sales price was $21. It was out of my newest set of boxes, and so I only paid 91 cents. And so my profit is $15.61. Good little summer piece. Next, we have a Depop sale, which I picked up this adorable, vintage silk cotton blend crochet knit cottagecore boho knitted cardigan 20W. I did not check the condition on this. I should have. I probably could have got way more if I did. So I only listed it for 20, but she sent out offers of 10%, so someone bought it for 18. It was only listed 7 days, which I'm glad I did not want to sit on it. That's why I priced it lower than maybe I wanted to. My cost of goods was $4.32, and so I only make $10.35, but I really did make a mistake picking that up. It was just, what was wrong with it? I think it had some holes, and I just didn't notice in the thrift store. You really got to pay attention. But if you do pick up something that's damaged, if the style is still really decent, it might be worth posting still, just at a discounted rate. I don't really hear other resellers talking about this, but you do really have to watch your losses, you know. If you're losing out a lot of inventory, of course it's going to affect your profitability, but it can be something that kind of slips under the radar. Okay, now for the 12 on a Mercari sale. I don't know if we've had any Mercari sales, but nifty be niftying and sending out offers, making me some Mercari sales. Y2K cream crochet open knit fringe boho hippie rave festival baby doll top, one size. It was listed for 33 days. It sold for $21.60. I paid $4.32 for it, and I'll get $14.63 in profit. Next, a Poshmark sale. Z Supply Black Minimalist Closet Staple Clean Girl Casual Stretchy Maxi Dress Medium. This was from, I think, the 4th lot of boxes. Like I said, I just, sell a lot of box stuff. I'm really trying to move the older stuff, though. I'm tempted to send a bunch of it to ThredUp. I sent some stuff from my most recent boxes back to ThredUp, And so I will at some point make a video on what sold out of those. But yeah, this was a really old item. It sold for $11. It got relisted, and with 12 days of relisting, it sold. I paid 89 cents for it, so I only get $6.96, but I moved some really old stuff. Now, we have a really good sale, maybe my best out of this couple of weeks. And I'm a little bit annoyed because it's a really good sale, and I didn't even find it. My husband did. He went thrifting with me. He never does. And he did. And so he pointed out this jacket because he was like, look, it has the, Union Jack on it. Isn't that cool? And I was like, wait a minute. This looks like something. And it is. It's this Barber International Aerial Polar Quilt Jacket Medium Quilted Motorcycle Double Zip. It was only listed 6 days and it sold for $120. Heck yeah. But again, I didn't even find it. My husband did. So he gets full credit for noticing this was something worth looking into. And that's really how you find the good stuff at the thrift store. You look for indicators of quality. It had so much information on the tag. I was like, this has to be something. Sold for $120. I paid only $6.48. And there were so many people in the thrift store, and yet it was passed over, and yet Goodwill didn't know to price it up. There's still some good stuff in the thrift store. Have faith. But I get $94 and a penny in profit. Continuing on, the 12th Poshmark sale, vintage Y2K blue sheer lace feminine ruffle mermaid core fairy bolero cardigan small, only listed for 3 days. Listed it for, I believe, $24. I got a $20 offer. Well, Nifty sent a 10% offer. They offered $20. I accepted. It was from my most recent boxes. I only paid 91 cents. I get $14.83. Again, boxes. If you don't have a bins, it might be worth looking into. And then our final thing on the 12 vintage Y2K Aeropostale Navy Preppy Academic Butterfly Embroidered Polo Shirt Extra Large. Got relisted. It sold for only $10, but I've had it since last year. I only paid 55 cents for it. This was one of the first fill bags I went to, so I didn't really pick up the best inventory. To be honest, I kind of was thrift blind. I went crazy because the prices were just insane. And yeah, I picked it up in July of last year, so almost a year sitting. So I accepted that offer. I got $6.30 in profit. I think what it was in Aeropostale, that's not what's trending. The baby dolls are, the thermals are, but not just a little polo shirt, even though it's cute. Now it's the 13th sales. I picked this up in Oklahoma City. It's a Sweet Society Fuzzy Monster Girls cardigan, 5X, kawaii, scary cute, pastel goth. Sold same day for $32. I paid up for it $8.97, but I made $21.15. Could I have held on to it longer? Yeah, but did I want to? No, I want things to move. I'm really sick of being a storage unit for clothing. Continuing on, vintage Y2K corduroy western boho fairy core brown paisley cotton fairy skirt, sold on Poshmark, has been relisted a million times. Yeah, this length of skirt just isn't good. I accepted an offer of $15. I think I had it listed too high initially as well. Actually, something else I love about Nifty that I didn't mention is you can set it up to when it's relisting, it's lowering the price. So I have it lower by 5%. So as things keep going, their prices are getting lower and lower and lower if something's sitting to hopefully frickin' move it. And so, yeah, I think it was listed for $18. Someone offered $15. I accepted. My cost of goods was only $2.15. It was something I got half off at my regular Goodwill, and so I get $9.65 profit. Would I do that again? No. Maybe if it was a fill-a-bag sale, but yeah. I think I originally listed it for like $25 when I should have listed it for $18.20. Now a Depop sale, white sheer Bohemian Renaissance Fair embroidered fairy core, angel core dress. Listed for 13 days. It sold for $34. I picked it up at the Goodwill bins. Please take me back. Take me back to the bins. It was so good. But my profit is $31.23. I love these kinds of dresses. I want some for my own, but they never work out. They're always too small for me. They always just don't quite fit right. But nice bit of profit on that. As you can see, I do pretty well on really cute style-based dresses. Another Depop sale up next. We have this vintage Y2K cream dainty floral romantic cottagecore fairy slip skirt, medium, summer. Listed for 9 days, sold for only $13, paid a boosting fee of $1.56. My cost of goods was $2.15, and so I get $8.41. Not great, but it really wasn't an ideal length, and I really wanted it to go quickly, which it did. Next, Poshmark sale, and now we are on the 14th. Getting there. We have this Forever 21X Hello Kitty pink plaid preppy core academic kawaii emo scene cardigan medium. Collaborations are worth picking up. It was listed for 63 days, which was I actually cross-listed it on ThreadUp and it was blowing up, but someone snapped it up on Poshmark. It sold for $26. My cost of goods was $4.32, and so I will get $14 for it. Next, a Depop sale. Nikki Valentine Irish Linen Cream Fairy Core Renaissance Fair Camisole size 10 Y2K. It was listed for 16 days. It sold for $24. It was not promoted, yay. My cost of goods was $4.32, so I get $18.37. Would I pick that up again? Yeah, definitely. That was one of those pieces that I wish fit me, but nope. No. Next, Poshmark sale. Vintage Y2K Butterfly Print Fairy Core Fairy Grunge Boho Artsy Multicolored Top. Listed for 25 days, sold for $12. I paid $2.15, which means it was half off at Goodwill, and so I get a whopping $6.70. Oh, wait, it's this one. I forgot what top it was. I didn't realize. So, gingham background, I stopped doing that in 2024. And I started doing that 2021. And I think I might have had this since 2022. So 4 years? Yeah, no. We don't want things to sit that long. That's why I accepted a $12 offer and didn't make that much, but it moved, finally. So, can I tell you a secret? Can I tell you a little secret? I don't go through and purge my inventory, ever. Like, I don't go out and go, oh, I've had this for 6 years, so maybe I don't need it anymore. Yeah, no, I just leave stuff. I need to... Now, recently, this past week, I've started going through my oldest stuff and rephotographing, relisting, just treating it like a completely new listing. And then, like, 2 things that were really old that do have stains. I did lost, like, 2 things out. But for the most part, I don't go through my inventory and purge. And so I'll have sales like this where I've had it for so long. But now I'm being good. Now I'm going through and reworking things, especially if I'm low on inventory. That's something to go do. But I need to be better about going through and even just retitling, checking the description in case something's weird with it, like if I missized it, or even if it's like the sizing doesn't make sense, that can put people off. So, you know, it might be worth, if something maybe fits more like a small than a medium, then listing it as a small and then writing the description. This is listed as a small because it is marked as a medium but fits like a small. That kind of thing. So yeah, no, I'm not trying to sit on things that long. Now our final sale on the 14th. Ransom Vintage Y2K Black Celtic Cross Angel Wing Punk Emo Scene Distressed Top. Oh, distress instead of distressed. Yay me. This is for 11 days. Nifty sent an offer and I got countered at 20. I accepted because I did not notice it had a hole because this was from the bins. I paid $1.13 and so I get $15.32 profit, and it went fairly quickly. So I'm happy with it. Our final day, will I make it? Because my phone is on low battery. Oh, speaking of old, here's a whole bundle of old, which I happily accepted this offer of $25. My cost of goods was $6.45. All of these items I've had for probably 3 or 4 years. So crazy. I mean, eventually it sold, but I'm not trying to do that. As you can see, it's all digging in background. Vintage cream lace, feminine romantic coquette slinky bow camisole. Is it worth giving me these keywords? Because I don't think they help to sell these items. Lucy Ann, vintage princess core coquette romantic lace pink slip size large, vintage Y2K pink satin coquette dollette romantic feminine romantic lace dainty slip large. I mean, it's a cute bundle, but like I said, they just all sat for so long. Next, Depop sale, vintage retro sequin collectible wearable art Elvis Presley shoulder bag. Picked this up in Oklahoma City for no reason. I don't know why I picked this up, to be honest. Maybe because it was half off. It was $4.82. But there's nothing about Elvis. I guess that it was novelty. I don't know. Anyway, I'll make $12.07. Next, now we have a return. I haven't had a return in probably years, to be honest. It's definitely not one that's been accepted, but I messed up. It was this vintage retro off-white cable knit fisherman minimalist neutral cardigan, large. Sold for $21. Doesn't matter because I won't get anything because it just got returned to me because I copied and pasted. I copied a description off another listing, and that listing said 100% cotton. It was 100% acrylic. But anyway, it was my mess up. I was really hard on myself about it, but it's fine. I think it's just growing pains. When you're doing more volume, you're gonna mess up. It's fine. It's fine. Tell me I'm fine. Tell me it's okay to have one return. But I've just been telling myself I'll relist it and sell it for more, and it'll be fine. Because it is a really cute, solid piece. I don't know. Maybe I should even keep it for me because it is really adorable. Let me know what you think down below. And also, like, how do you feel about returns? Does it like get in your feels? I just want to be perfect, and I know no one's ever perfect, and I'm so hard on myself, and I was like, this is such a dumb little mistake, you know. But also now I don't copy and paste descriptions. I literally write everything out because I'm writing way more simple descriptions because, you know, your buyer's not going to read a whole huge paragraph. You want to put your keywords in that matter, but you really want to keep it simple. I don't think any of these sales have been my new way of listing and titling things. Anyway, Depop sale, vintage brown, patchwork fairy, grunge, goblin core, grandpa core, cotton jacket. Listed for 8 days. Sold for $25.20. I paid a boosting fee of $30.02. My cost of goods was $1.13 because I got it at the Goodwill bins. And so I get $19.68. Now for our final item, I sold this vintage Y2K animal print cheetah zebra bohemian hippie peasant maxi tiered skirt. It got relisted, and within 30 days relisting, it sold. And it sold for full price. Hey, let's end on a good note, huh? So it sold for $30. I paid a promotion fee of $3.60. I paid $4.32, and so I get $20.56. Something I also like about Nifty is you do have a whole insights tab where it'll make you graphs. You can set your date for whatever you want. And so you can see I listed 150 items. I sold 67 items. And my sell-through rate was 44.7%. And so here's my revenue versus profit, a little chart for the 1st through the 15th. And so this is not counting Vinted or ThreadUp Direct or, of course, consigning. I hope they add that in the future where you can add, different platforms that aren't included. So as you can see, my total revenue was $1,460.11, and my total profit was $963.38. And then they have this awesome little graph that is your totals by marketplace. And so you can see I sold 1 on Mercari, 40 on Poshmark, 19 on Depop, 6 on eBay, and 1 on Whatnot. And then it breaks down like all the fees and cost of goods. And look at the big chunk of fees on Poshmark. Again, I just love seeing the graph. They also have your averages by marketplace. They have your top selling brands, top selling categories. It's so fun to play around with. I could just play around my numbers all day. And so let me give you my grand total net profit. So my sales that are tracked on Nifty, I made $963.38. Then consigning, I made $122.35. Then on ThreadUp Direct, I made $61.58. And on Vinted, I made $59.33 net profit. So my Grand total net profit for the 1st through the 15th is $1,206.64, which I am quite pleased with. I've done worse than that for entire months, and it's only halfway through the month. And then things really pick up the second half of the month. But I think that is mostly it. If you're watching this in June, I just started this YouTube channel. I posted an introduction and a thrift haul and a reseller vlog. So if you want to go watch those, please do. If you made it this far, comment the blue heart emoji. Speaking of blue heart, look at this. I bought it off Vinted. It was supposed to be dead stock, new with tags, but actually it did have some flaws. It's a nightgown. I'm wearing it like a sweatshirt, but it is a nightgown. But look how cute. Oh my goodness. And it's so soft. So I guess technically I did this whole video in pajamas. That's a little sneaky secret you get because you made it to the end. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot. Let me know how your May sales were. I'm very curious to know. What was your very best sale in May? If you want to join any of these platforms, I do have the referral links in the description. And also, if you want to try out Nifty and get 15% off your first month, the link is in the description for that also. But I think that is it for this video. Thank you so much. Bye!